Hey guys, so welcome back to my channel. Today we have a very special guest, Iman Gadzhi. Some of you guys might know him. He is my boyfriend and also a successful business owner. So Iman runs a successful marketing agency, online advertising agency. And would you like to tell them a little bit more about why you're here and what you do?
So I'm sure you guys know that I run an online marketing agency. We mainly service e-commerce and info pro clients. And the agency is like doing well. It's doing well. It's maintaining at roughly 45K per month, which is awesome. But my LinkedIn sucks. It's not like, for example, say something like my website. My website looks okay. It's not impressive. It just looks okay and it gets the job done. My LinkedIn, it's not like it's okay and it gets the job done. It's like actually, actively, if you looked at my LinkedIn, you'd be put off by my agency services. And like, I 100% know that. It's just kind of like the same thing with when I had my website down for 5 months. I just find it funny that I can still get away with it. But on a serious note, it's like pretty appalling. So in today's video, Natasha is gonna, what?
I'm gonna audit your profile, openly and honestly. So I'm gonna go through it with you guys and sort of break down all the elements of Iman's profile that I would recommend changing, all the main bits that we need to put in place in terms of SEO, keyword ranking, all that really fun stuff that I know you guys really want to learn about. So yeah, let's jump over to my laptop and I'll start running you guys through everything.
This is gonna be fun.
Hey guys, so as we just told you, I'm about to do an audit of Iman's profile. So I'm gonna be here on my laptop. I'm gonna jump in here and actually walk you through all the different steps of his profile that I would recommend editing and any sort of basic tips for Iman that we're gonna get him to implement on his profile. So let's get into it. So on my laptop over here, I'm gonna start from like the top of the profile and work my way down to the bottom and just mention all the different sections that are essential and key to sort of nailing your perfect LinkedIn profile. So if we start at the very top in the URL bar, so as you can see up here, it says linkedin.com/Iman Gadzhi, and then it's got a bunch of numbers and letters here with like a dash. So first of all, it doesn't really look very presentable. Obviously you'd want a cleaner URL where it just ended at the end of his name. So all you need to do, I'm gonna have to show you on my profile because obviously I'm not logged into his account. So through my profile, you'll have a section saying edit public profile and URL. All you wanna do is click on this and it will open up another tab. And on here on the right hand side, you can personalize URL for your profile. So as you can see for me, I already have it edited to www.linkedin.com/in/Natasha Vilaseka. All Iman would have to do is click on the edit symbol, and then you basically like delete all of the numbers that will appear here in letters off the end and save it just as his name, like so. That's just better in terms of like looking nicer and also SEO for just searching up his name. So if we go back over onto this, move down onto the next section. So we've got, first of all, the banner. It's good he actually has a banner in place with the logo of his business, so IAG Media, Next Generation Social Marketing. I don't know if he's changed like a sort of catchline for it or he needs to update it. That's super simple to do. You guys can just use canva.com. It's a really just easy website to use to put together any basic like graphic stuff like that. For the dimensions, all you have to do is search LinkedIn banner dimensions and it will give you the dimensions that you have to use. As a side note, I see a lot of people doing this and it's kind of like, it's annoying for them when they upload it and they get frustrated as to why the visibility changes. It is hard to sort of get the dimensions right as to where you want to place any writing and images, because as you can see, obviously on a desktop view, we can see all this lettering. I think I'm on 100%, yeah. We can see everything right and his public profile picture doesn't cut out the N, it doesn't cut out any lettering, so that's good. If you went onto mobile view, this would probably be half hidden and it would kind of just show this middle section. So you can actually find, if you Google it, you can find sort of templates of dimensions and it will have a visibility area which will show you whereabouts you should place your logo or any writing so that it appears both on desktop view and mobile. Another thing with the banner and the logo, it's good to also have it implemented to your company page, which he does have here. If I open this up in a new tab, so I'll have the same banner, I'm guessing. No, he doesn't have a banner. Iman, Okay, yeah, so Iman, you should put your banner as well on the company page just to keep everything sort of congruent. But yeah, it's super easy to do, you literally just do the same thing. Also, this looks like it's the wrong sort of, it looks kind of pixelated, so I'm guessing you've tried to like zoom in on an image or something, so that kind of needs to be redone for it to look presentable again. But yeah, anyway, back to this. So the next section is the profile picture. I would change this to something more sort of professional with better lighting. Just sort of like front on, you don't want to think fully like passport photo, but you want it to be like a light background where you can see the person's face and their eyes. It's just basic psychology. Like obviously when people can see a face well and like eyes, they feel like they can connect with them more and sort of see them as a human being, not just an online profile. So yeah, I would suggest changing this to a different photo with a lighter background, especially also just to stand out from IAG. Otherwise it kind of looks like it just blends into this and like the shadow on his face. You can't really see his face properly. So I'd change that. Going down to this bit. So this is probably one of the most important parts to have executed well on your LinkedIn profile. Now, founder at IAG Media, it doesn't set you apart from the thousands of other people on LinkedIn that are a founder of a company. Obviously, if you don't know who IAG Media is, you don't know what they do, this doesn't mean anything because it's just like, oh, another founder. Like there's so many of those. This is a perfect place to put in some keywords, which I will touch on in a second, but also just sort of describe who you are, who you help, and how. So you're a founder at IAG Media. Do you guys help e-commerce clients? Like, who do you help and how do you help them? So paid traffic, Facebook ads, funnels, stuff like that. Like you want to kind of put a few keywords in there to help with your ranking. And also number two, the most important thing that a lot of people forget about as well is that your title is almost always going to be attached to your name where people can see it, where it appears on LinkedIn. So by that, I mean, for example, if I go onto my requests on my network over here, so I literally have to go through I have quite a lot come through, so I go through them every week just in bulk. But basically here, you have a name and then it gives me their title underneath as well. So this is basically a way that LinkedIn's done for you to be able to attach onto like whether you know that person, if they work at the same company as you, or like to know who they are and give a little bit of background info as to who like Chase is. So Chief CEO at the Hustle Box and 10th Studios. If I just saw Chase Robbins, founder at 10th Studios, like I probably wouldn't even accept this because I don't know who Box and 10th Studios is. Obviously, if you have a little bit more spare time, if you're a smaller business owner, you might just be trying to connect and use LinkedIn for networking, but I would ask for like a little bit more information. I want to know, can this person benefit my network? And if they can't, I'm not going to accept them. So it's kind of brutal like that, and that's how business owners are going to think, and potential clients, if they don't know who you are and they're cold traffic, if they just see like a random name that they've never heard of, they don't know who you are, and you just say like founder and then a company name that they've never heard of either, then the likelihood of them accepting you is going to be pretty minimal. So yeah, I would actually recommend changing this title to something a little bit more in depth with your keywords, just so that when you send connection requests out, people know a little bit more about you and who you are, what you do. And then also when they do accept you, so for example, if you personalize a connection message and they accept you, so if I go over here, literally I can go here and Olivia Taylor, I'm always going to see who she is. So if, for example, she had put something slightly different and sort of said who she helps, or if she's like a little bit more information, and every time I spoke with Olivia on LinkedIn or had a conversation with her, I would be constantly reminded that Olivia does XYZ at Directive Consulting. So the reason that helps is it basically helps generate top of mind awareness. So if Iman, we can relate his name to helping clients increase their revenue by like 10x using paid traffic or whatever for like e-commerce clients. If we can make that association, any potential e-commerce clients or any clients that fit his needs and sort of qualify for his business, they're going to always see his name and associate it with something that is relevant to them, that could provide them with value. So that's something like really powerful, and that's something that isn't you're not consciously going out of your way. It's just a little thing that you can change, and that will appear in connection requests, it will appear in messages, it will appear whenever Iman posts content, it will show his title as well, so that people will always associate Iman with his title and what he does here. So yeah, that's sort of that section. Going down to this side, so obviously we already kind of took a brief look at the company page. I'm not going to run through that because the profile is going to be what most of you guys need the most help on, making it look good. Basically, the company page isn't too, you can't really mess it up, to be honest. So if we go here and go to see contact information, we need to add a website. So I know he has a new website. Obviously this will look neater when we've edited his URL. Email, I don't know if he still uses this one or if it's info out or it goes to Esteban instead, like his assistant. But basically all of this kind of needs to be updated and made to look a little bit neater. Also, if I know he has a case study funnel that's nearly put together, so he would be able to put that here and have it as another way that when people click on his contact information, they can just go through a case study funnel, learn more about what he does, and potentially go through that funnel and register as a client if they're even qualified. So that's the contact information. This, I'm very disappointed in you for only having 139 connections. I just know you've not touched your LinkedIn since you started it, which has probably been like a few years. I know you've just like had it there as a profile and not touched it, because I saw you log into it the other day and I saw how many messages and pending connection requests and stuff you had. So connections, you want to have a minimum of 500 connections. Anything above that, you don't see an exact number, it just says 500 plus. So he definitely needs to work on his connection requests. It's pretty easy to do. You can do it pretty quickly, either doing it manually or using some sort of automation tool. But yeah, it's for two things. So one, just to make it look like a legitimate profile that has sort of a bit of social proof. If someone tried to connect with me and I go onto their profile and they only have 139 connections, I probably wouldn't accept them unless they had the rest of their profile like just laid out immaculately and I could see that they were posting content but it was a new profile. Sure, but like if they've got a small amount of numbers, is it a real profile? Like to be honest, like this profile, like it doesn't look like it's actually Iman's, like because obviously he's not put in any work for it, like he's not tried to make it good, which is why it's not. But if I saw this, like if this tried to add me, I wouldn't actually think it was his profile. I'd be like, oh babe, like someone has like created a fake profile on your LinkedIn. Like that's what I'd think, especially because the connections are down, like none of this is really like up to date and stuff. But yeah, so with connections, you want to go to 500 plus for number one, professionalism, number two, social proof to show that you're actually a real profile, that you're legitimate and you connect with people on LinkedIn, you're using the platform. And number three, because if you don't have, this goes for all of it in your profile, if you don't fill out many sections or you're not active on LinkedIn, LinkedIn is not going to favor your profile and it's not going to help bump your profile up in terms of like search rankings, SEO, like all of these little things aid towards you being found more easily by a prospect, and also just in general LinkedIn SEO and also SEO on like Chrome or search engine. Now that's sort of the very top area that we just talked through. Moving on to this, so this summary doesn't really tell me anything. So years of experience, influencer marketing, like he has done so much that would be awesome to put in a really, really good summary, like into a really sick bio. Your summary should be a combination of personal and business accolades. So you want to have a combination of what you've done personally, like your drive, what sort of built you up to do what you're pursuing now and like your career. And also, like for example, with Iman, you could definitely like name drop a lot of the companies that you work with, a lot of your clients, because I know you don't have, like you're allowed to disclose like who you work with and their names and stuff, so you like be able to put their names in here and drop some really cool names for social proof, so that if somebody goes onto your profile, they're gonna see like how successful your business is and how many other people that you've helped, and like even getting testimonials from those people, which I will basically mention to you at the bottom as well in terms of the recommendations. You could put so much in your summary that would just help you like 10 times. You probably won't even really have to do much outreach because your profile is going to speak so highly of like the accomplishments and like what you've achieved with your business and for other businesses that it's going to be enough social proof by itself. You'll have clients coming to you, not the other way around. So yeah, and back into the summary. This is also an excellent place to put in a load of keywords. The best way to come up with that is to go onto a website. Let me see if I can find Iman's website, so IAG Media. So this is his website. So the best way to do keywords is if we go onto how can we help. So here he's got the 2 different sort of offers that he has, the 2 different services. So we've got the 90-day paid traffic profit program and the webinar funnel sales funnel creation. These are all basically kind of keywords. So webinar funnel, sales funnel, paid traffic, profit program, like Facebook ads, specialist, e-com, training business clients, 7-figure advertising, like all of this stuff in here. I would basically recommend building a list of maybe 10 keywords, 10 to 15 keywords, and actually just implement it into your summary. So the easiest way to do this is sort of mention it throughout what you've done with the business, what you guys offer, and then put a section which is like we specialize in, and then you can list the 2 services that your agency offers. And then from that, at the bottom of your summary, we can also put a link to your case study funnel and be like, if you'd like to learn more, please see the case study funnel below to like learn more and like be able to book a call or apply at the end. Have like a soft CTA to send them to somewhere else as traffic. Another side note for this, a lot of people when they're trying to build out a summary get lost as what to say. They're not really sure how to write it. So they'll search up other people's profiles and basically take what the other person has written. Obviously it's fine to model, but if you take somebody else's work directly, it's gonna just look obvious and it's not gonna help you out or the person who you've taken it from. So I would say try and be as original as possible. Try and come up with your own keywords and the own flow to your summary. It's fine if you take a little bit of structure and you're like, okay, I really like how this person has used like this section here and like how they covered this topic, specialities to about them, or like the history, or like how they've sort of laid it out. That's fine, but please try and put in your own personal twist and use your own facts and what you actually do yourself, because it's just gonna come across as obvious and you're gonna get found out anyway down the line when you get on a call. If you've lied in your summary or you've just kind of like not been yourself, it's gonna look very obvious when people read your articles or your content and they see your summary and say this doesn't really sound like it's you as a person. So please try and sort of feel free to get inspiration from people that have done it right, but do a bit of research. Like a lot of people put in time to write their summaries, put in research. Like I looked up articles on like general like LinkedIn profile rating and also other people's profiles and thought, okay, like what has everybody done right? What is working for these people? How could I make that work for me? And then I'm gonna combine it with my other ideas that I have and like mesh it together to create like my own original profile. You wanna do the same thing. So that's just like a side note. Otherwise it's just gonna look like clones of loads of profiles, and then all these business owners are starting to feel like they're going to get spammed if you have people sending out like the same outreach messages, or they have all the same profiles, they do the same thing, the same titles. It's going to hinder yourself just as much as the other person, because the business owner is just going to be like, why is there like 10 people which have the exact same titles, summaries, and they do the same services, like trying to reach out to me. So do yourself like a favor and try and make it yours as much as possible, because it's just going to help you out in the long run. Anyway, sorry, short rant. Back into the profile. So down here, if he had posted any content, it would say. So on mine, if you go down, there's like articles and activity, and then the experience section. So articles and activity would be just around here, and then experience. He's sort of he only really needs that, to be honest. But for experience, you can really you can fill it out a lot more, so you can give descriptions of like what you did there. So if you go on here, so I could write a description in here, so he'd basically need to do the same. Go here, add a description about IAG, probably similar to what he could put on the company page about what IAG does and who they help. It'd be good to have that experience here. And then this is a huge section, so skills and endorsements. You have got a maximum of 50 that you can put down in here. Obviously Iman hasn't used all of them. I think he's got 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, like 13. So we can add another like 27. Did I just do the maths right? I think I just messed it up. Yeah, so he could do like way more endorsements, like add them up to top it up to 50 in there. What you want to do is you want to have a bunch of keywords. So again, from the list that we created from the website, like 10 keywords, you want to make sure you have them all in here. and also update it. So I know a lot of these like isn't relevant to him anymore. Like he doesn't do lifestyle photography as a service or anything. He doesn't really do any of these things. All of these skills and endorsements are breadcrumbs that will lead a potential prospect or client to your profile. So anything that is related to you, your agency, your services, anything that you have as a skill, it could be like Photoshop, it could be like Facebook ads, Instagram management, SEO, etc. You want to have that all in here and have the 3 most important ones at the top, because these will get most highly endorsed. A way of getting endorsements, by the way, is anybody that you accept. So any sort of requests that you have. So if I go over here onto my network, anybody that I would open up, once I basically accept somebody, I would accept them. Before you've accepted them, you can't endorse them for a skill or anything. So you have to accept them. It will go onto a different page. Go back onto this page, scroll down, and then I would be able to basically like endorse this person. Normally, like people will only endorse the 3 that they have here, because obviously they have to click show more to see the rest, and most people will just endorse these ones. So you want the 3 at the top to be the 3 things that are your main skills, your main attributes that you want to sort of show off on your profile. You want to have them here, and they will end up having the most endorsements. Okay, cool. So moving on to, well, he doesn't really have anything else down here. Basically what you should have is you should have a recommendations section, which looks like this. So down here you should have recommendations, and basically this is people that have basically like said nice things about you and written about your services, your skill set, and like how you guys have worked together. You can give them to other people and also receive them. So a cool way to get a recommendation is to do it with reciprocity. So for example, reach out to co-workers, previous co-workers, current people that you've done work with, clients, whatever. Basically reach out to them and be like, hey, I'll send you like a brief template of like what parts I want you to cover. You just fill in the gaps of like how you were with like working with me. If it's like a 2-way street, you could say, hi, I'd love to give you a recommendation in return for you writing one for myself. Iman, you could get so many good recommendations from your clients, and you'd be able to get them super, super quick. I know you've already got video testimonials, which I also forgot to mention in your summary. To add media, not to just have writing, it's really good to add in any video testimonials, any YouTube videos that are relevant. So sort of anything that's very professional that would appeal to a LinkedIn audience, and any client testimonials I would put into your LinkedIn summary, so that when people go onto your profile, it's very interactive and they're immediately hit with, wow, it's not just this guy telling me that he's the shit and that he's amazing, it's also like 6 other clients that are talking about how much money this kid's like made them. So if you have loads of other people saying good things about you, it's just basic social proof. You're gonna just get taken more seriously like straight away, and people are going to be more interested in learning more about you, accepting your connection request, and furthering on like a conversation with you to see if you could help them out as well. So yeah, with recommendations, basically reach out. You want to get like 5 to 10, as many as you can really. Just reach out to people with like a template and get some cool recommendations, and then also try and add anything you can like into the summary. So here I have like my case study funnel. I have my 2 LinkedIn videos. I'll probably like carry on adding more and add some recommendations here. Sometimes if the file is too long, it can take ages to load. Like I had a problem trying to put testimonials into this because it just wouldn't load for some reason. So maybe try using like an Ethernet cable if your Wi-Fi is not really strong, or trying to like cut the video down into a smaller size. So yeah, that's kind of like all the main sections I think that I've covered here. Yeah, I think that's kind of everything. But basically like the main thing with your LinkedIn profile is to fill out as many sections as possible as you can to the best of your ability. And that is basically like the first step to nailing your lead generation on LinkedIn. And yeah, I hope this helped, and I hope Iman takes all of my advice on board and implements it into his profile. But yeah, that's everything for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and found it super valuable. If you have any questions or you want to add anything below, just please leave a comment, and I will see you in the next video.